the last year, I have gained way more clients than I ever have in the 6 years leading up to it. And the reason why is because of my portfolio and how fast I built it. In this video, I'm going to tell you how you can build your portfolio and why it's important to build one in order to attract more clients. Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. I hope that you're doing well. Today's market is a very competitive one if you are a photographer. There's a ton of people out there that have easier access to taking pictures or video, and there's devices like cell phones that are playing their role in the marketplace. So with all this competition within the market, how do you stand out from the others and get more clients? Spoiler alert, it's your portfolio. Your portfolio is going to be your resume in this scenario. Now, this is nothing new. Photographers over years have had portfolios where they showcase all of their best work, and they even have what are called media kits when they pitch themselves to potential brand deals. Now, your portfolio today can take many different forms. You can have a physical one, you can have a digital one. I personally have mine on social media, which if you have not seen my social media profile, I will link it in the description below for you to go look at it and get an idea of what it looks like. But to build my portfolio to where it is now, it didn't take 6 years. It took 1 year. And in fact, it can take less than 1 year depending on how much work that you do. As a full-time worker, I only do photo shoots on 1 day per week, which is currently Saturdays. Every other day of the week, I'm posting my work online twice a day, every single day. If you want to learn more about the results of that, I have a video that I will link up here in the corner, and I'll also link in the description below so you can go watch it. In that video, I talk about the impact that it has had on my creative journey. Now, the difficulty with having a portfolio is making it stand out from the rest of everybody else, because there's a ton of skilled photographers out there, even in my own area, and their portfolios look very good. To get you to stand out from the others, though, is not just as simple as taking awesome photos. It's also how you represent yourself or your brand. How you present yourself as a person to potential clients is gonna make or break your overall experience with them, because you want to have a good first impression. When it comes to building a business, this is a very common way to do things. You want to have a good first impression that's everlasting, and you want to be able to sell them on the idea of working with you. So if you have great photos, that's fantastic. But if you don't have a great personality that they want to work with, then you're not going to be able to get clients. Now, the way that I have done this, that I have built my portfolio, is rather different than some people. But my recommendation is to start doing work for free. And that may sound silly, because at the end of this, you want to be able to make money. But in all honesty, I think starting out doing work for free actually leads you to more opportunity and more paid work in the long run than coming out of the gate charging people money. For the first 6 years of my photography experience, I primarily did my shoots for free, but I was primarily shooting photos for my friends and my family. And even then, they would throw me a couple bucks here and there. However, in this last year, I've done all my photo shoots for free. Now, I have made a little bit of money here and there because people feel obliged to give me a tip or something, but I don't charge for my photo shoots. This is definitely not something that people really take kindly to, and the internet has made their point whenever I have posted it on social media. But at the end of the day, in this last year, I've actually made more money as a creator than the first 6 years of being a photographer. Now, why is that? The reason why that is because what I have done, as far as my approach is I have given as much as I can without any expectation of receiving anything in return. Now, that's a lot of words and whatever, mumbo jumbo, but that's exactly how I've been able to build my portfolio and also build my business in the background, because I do free work. And the thing about it is that you'll see on social media all the time, it's like, find something that you would do for free every single day, and that is going to be your job. That's exactly what this is. It's like, I literally do my photo shoots for free all the time, and that is what I want to be my job. Taking that approach, though, has allowed me to build this portfolio in less than a year. Technically, within the first 6 months, I was getting consistent work every single week. And that's because everybody that has seen my work consistently has reached out to me. So really, all of my clients have been coming to me organically because I have a portfolio and I have an online presence. What happens every single time when somebody reaches out to me is they usually say, hey, like, how much do you charge for your photo shoots? Or, hey, I've been watching your work for a while. I really want to work with you. That's because they have been following me on social media, and my social media has become my marketing arm in order to get more clients. Clearly, I can put my portfolio elsewhere on like another website or whatnot, and I'm not at the point where I want to do that, but all of my work is showcased in a spot where anybody in the world can see it. So anybody can view the videos I post, they can see the photos I post, and that also includes brands. So when it comes to building your portfolio, what I highly recommend doing is doing your work for free. I think that it is absolutely absurd that, people frown upon it. I understand why they do, but at the same time, is if you're passionate about this and you're driven by that passion, then money is not an issue, because you don't need to have a $4,000 camera to go out and take pictures. You can be an effective photographer starting off with your phone, learning how to be a good photographer, and eventually upgrade. But if you come out of the gate and you invest all this money into this equipment and you're expecting people to pay you high dollar amounts right off the bat, you don't have a portfolio, you're not going to get clients. So the free approach is the one I recommend the most. And eventually, once you have your portfolio built, you can leverage that portfolio to get clients, not just any client, but paying clients as well. If you want to start charging people, say like after 6 months, like, okay, in the 6 months, I have consistently showed up, I have consistently built my portfolio, and I have done the work to be able to leverage it. You can now take that portfolio and you can go pitch yourself to potential clients. That's the idea. And those clients can be higher paying clients. So let's say you've been doing free work for your friends and family or local community members. Now you want to go to the next level. You want to get more high paying clients. That portfolio is going to be your proof that you can do the job. And not only you can do the job, but you can do it consistently. And that's why I think posting consistently on social media is very important. Again, look at my socials, see how much I'm posting, which is twice per day. And because of that, people will go to my portfolio, see all of the work that I've ever done. If they want to scroll all the way down, they can see how I've progressed over those 365 days. And really, they just need to see the last few weeks and they're like, okay, I'm sold, like I will work with you. And earlier I mentioned about like how your first impression is very important, not just showing that you can do the work. Whenever I'm pitching myself to somebody, it's usually in person. Because I do automotive photography, I'm at a local event or something, I'll probably approach somebody or they'll approach me as I'm taking pictures of their car. But the way that I approach it is I don't just run up to people and say, hey, I want to work with you, here's why you should hire me. It's more of like starting that conversation of, hey, I really like your car, or hey, I do this on a regular basis and I would love the opportunity to shoot your car. There's a video I made about this method in one of my other videos. I'll link it in the description below, but it's basically how you want to get started in automotive photography specifically, but this also applies to other types of photography. It doesn't necessarily have to be just automotive. And once you work with these clients as you're getting them, you want to be sure that you're getting the testimonials from them. So whether you're doing free work or paid work, getting some sort of feedback from your clients is an important thing to do, because then you can also use that as leverage to get yourself more paid clients in the future. The free work, my recommendation would be is if you provide somebody with free work, ask them in exchange for that free work, they just give you a review. And the way that I capture reviews is using a program called Senya, which is an online testimonial form. And you can set it up however you want to post on your website, to post on your socials, etc. Not a paid post, I just use it personally. And you can collect your testimonials that way from your clients. And that is going to help you not only get feedback, like critique feedback to help you improve your business and improve yourself, but it's also going to give you the positive feedback that you need in order to sell yourself to the next client. And coming back to social media, do not be afraid to show your work on social media. I think that a lot of people get screwed over because they're not showing the work online enough because they don't think it's perfect work. Look at all the work that I've done and you can scroll through and see how much I've improved over the last year. If you post consistently on social media, even if you don't think it's perfect, people are going to see that work and they're going to think it's perfect. Again, I talk about this in one of my other videos, and I will constantly beat on this drum because I think that perfectionism is really killing the overall creatives. So let's do a quick recap of what we've talked about. If you want to start off your portfolio from scratch, my recommendation is do the work for free. In exchange for doing the work for free, ask for your client to give you testimony. Senya is a paid service after 15 testimony, so do keep that in mind. But it can be as simple as a text message saying, hey, really love the photos. Thank you so much for working with me. Or it can be a review. Say you have like a Google profile or whatever, you have your business on there, they can leave a review there. But either way, if you're going to do free work, you should get something like that in exchange. It's a low amount of effort. And, I know I mentioned earlier that I do all my work with no expectation of anything in return. I'm talking about money in that aspect. But when it comes to doing free work for you, if you want to get something out of it, just ask for a review, because that's going to help you with future clients. The next part is that once you built your portfolio up enough, I recommend no less than 6 months of building your portfolio. And when I say 6 months, I mean like 6 months of being consistent. Not I'm consistent this month and then I skip a month and then I skip another month and then I do another month of work. Like, no. 6 months consecutively of consistent work, because building a portfolio takes time. Running a business like this takes time. And if you are in it for the wrong reason, you're going to find out within that 6 months whether or not you're in it for the right reason. And that is going to be a hard truth that you're going to have to face if you end up failing. It's like, why did I fail at this? Maybe you're not passionate enough to do it. For me, I've done it for 12 months straight, and I'm excited to do it for 12 more months. But I'm driven by the passion of the process and being a photographer, so that's why I keep doing it. So in that 6 months, when you build up your portfolio through free work, or maybe you charge a little bit of money here and there, you're building up your experience, you're building up your people skill, you're building up your ability to leverage your work and your reviews or your testimonies to get other clients. Once you get past the 6 month threshold part of understanding whether or not you're actually going to do this for a long period of time, the next thing you have to think about is, what are you going to do for the next few years? Because over the next few years, that's when you're really going to start building up your business. And your portfolio is going to get larger, your client list will grow, it'll shrink a little bit, it'll grow again, it'll shrink a bit as you change your prices. But over time, you're going to be consistently building. This first 6 month period is your trial period. In those 6 months, we need you to learn how to be more consistent, how to better market yourself to potential clients, and how to collect feedback and then act on that feedback, not just sit on it, act on it. And in a couple years' time, you can look back on this and you can say, wow, I've learned a lot just by building my portfolio, and I understand the power of my portfolio, because once you have it built up, then you just leverage it as much as you want. And not only are you leveraging your portfolio, if you're trying to tell a story with your content, maybe you're a videographer and you want to tell stories, there you go. Photography, you can tell stories within it. So if you're not doing automotive work, maybe you're doing portrait photography, street photography, landscape photography, whatever the case may be. Like, you are able to be multifaceted in the creations that you make, and then you can pitch yourself to pretty much anybody. So I hope that you found this information helpful. I know that there's a lot of kind of like bouncing around and my own ideas and stuff, but approach it however you think you should be approaching it. I personally think that doing your work for free is not detrimental to you. It will actually lead you to more paid opportunities, like it has for myself. And eventually you're going to be able to charge money for your photo shoots, because you're going to have a proof of concept of like, hey, I can do the job and I can do it consistently. So think about that. And if you have any thoughts on it, feel free to leave comments down below. Everybody else on the internet seems to leave their thoughts on things like that. But if you like this video, be sure to drop a like down below. And if you're new here, welcome. If you like this, maybe consider subscribing for more. So thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you next time.